nyina doctor so wadura what is some man power capsules and so media babema obeso bo adwuma ye na no anabegina wachiye na nneoma akoye doctor ewo kotu woni Guinness Depo and the Jan with Accra Madina Zongo Junction ye wo cancel the building no obese in the deliver bi and them more nationwide so ye delivery your number is 0244921269 now what in komotabia no no ewo jama so tabia ba mixture and afi ne capsules and atakum no and American wasam no pay the mixture na ma wanum bia na meka malaria ho asem and I'm on to say, what would Tiano pay? One more 20 minutes, you complain, you know, say, one am ya, one am tied to chopa. We not tabby about Miss Chanibia, no, I bet what I feel capsules soon as CCA and the ya, a big CCA, mamma mine, and some that you're fronting in Amuno, I says, so pay a drabinafu, one some one tabia, how bar and a Miss Chano, no takumade, and also a ne at Tincano, baby, Akosha Biao, Bana, and the only Bema, Edim Pomagudia, Tincano. Former what they are comparing after Atafri, Abba Bamansu Edibia, and also Jumani Koyepa, our pharmacy Biabenatabia Takumi, Ebia to 0243686861. Now what in Koma Ruta and Rono, your Ruta Mister, Ruta Life, and your Ruta Tonic na, Ruta Mister 3D malaria dropper, and no a boy Juma Sautiano pay, na Owo Anuma, Anani, Medaba Sorina, Mihuna Minaya, Anafe Manuma to me. Dini nyina mu no o adwuma nso ba se as office wa we share so I konkra na ho tete oni nyina no some malaria symptoms and how adwuna we dey pie na ko pharmacy na Ruta Mister wonu biem ani se free wa eyi ni nyina for Ruta Live no so no no ema moja ediefu sane ye e woni peduanum ebiebie ntiri no mamoja enso na fam into 9 no nsa titiriti ni nyina no ebe ko Ruta tonic enso maye ani no typhoid fever enso wo so we na bi na onom typhoid ebenchi area fu no aya de Ruta tonic no and also treaty ademantisa no so ama me say number ne 0244485632 now what in koma Kojak Kojak Chaco toothpaste nam sem and ye chie enti de won pa ni so obi o ta complain pa ana me say no as sakala ana me besem yes eni nyina wo de send na tete abrubo ni tire so de bidie ehwem no sabe pe ana adro ye dia ye nti wo ya na wo di tu sin nyina no na afi pai fita ete amountain crown chefa wom ana mpani fo chefa e wo Kojak toothpaste num na proco no de se wo ti na dwawa se wo ti fa na dwawa wo ta complain pa eno broni fa na migraine eno ana wo yusu ene Kojak proco da ebeboa e 0244559597 wo do pharmacy obenya dra bi ato 3p garlic mixture enie garlic dra ayesronko kra enie garlic no wonim se eye nneoma bebre ni paduan ma no ne de ye dra yatwuma woden ensuo ni ja enka dre entisa no so na me se purely organic and natural and ye de high blood pressure sugar level awosro aye kese be se wosote and have stroke enso natural bi a moma no 3p garlic mixture 3p no and a boy tomorrow do pharmacy ni tinu ya kokko ne bottle ni glass and after garlic and some down 0248928824 now what in come currency kwase drone as our Mister and any G capsules and a drama so say obi to be bema gonoi wanya bi box anu ya na de achen man as awotia na proud ni nyina no as no madre man so bo wa mi kase nso ta gu bare na nka e wa chire enom anazora Mister and any G eno eboa na afeni ma koye na afi man capsules na de bema esa wujina yo esa wujina yo bo adwuma pa emi o sa adwuma wo bo no ano wo hye bema ma ye hudie wom eno ayesara man capsules and American fo ade ma hindi halba Mister treat malaria fever ni ano ay typhoid and diabetes ni nyina no ano enso na be kwadre e wa adwuma so o ma mu ba bia benya bia 0246348334 now what din come ba heba hospital enie doctor Samin Kancho sem abani dompe en nkasei a problem obi wa ya footballer ni na mabu eno doctor ebe kire so ama ana afa obi nso ani kotodo ni cap na da so no eno agi ya kire ya doctor obi chimi aboa eno aye ba heba hospital ani ya de ya ni chewanya accident na afa obo no wanya problem o de baba kire ya de HIV hepatitis ni nyina no modi mani chem atonsu agogo ya ben agogo hospital ana afa cross Printers Road 18 Junction 0244988004 now what din come Imulate herbal supplement in ye yabane kantanka dia onu na dura ye enubana ene hama anu mo dia research aye Imulate herbal supplement anu no eboa immune system ne pa nti yade bi ta ball na hu ze aye uta yare 2 days bia me yare so wapomodem CPC tano Imulate tano anababwa eno no mo ye dwa awiem ya maame no ma mo market anopewa wiei awia bebwa kofim se no nsia bebo mudru fie Imulate mo num bi ade a chia mo besa akoma dwama so na afuma kodidwa na nuama so akoye pa Alaska Daroma na Alaska na de ewra ho na no prayer na yakopenu ya mebi siesie dem na ono no owo purpose awodo ni different biabi o marble sheet different colors and afi owo and the aroma diffuse and the ma dem ye hwam no your grasses na artificial grass astrotefia ya di siesie dem ni nyina obi enso no owo match ne de ka nyina no o pe PVC floor tiles on some ebe ka bi ya wadum ya the boss of the building and the dem so across circle tiptoe lane wa 0554 114878 na wedding Polytank go Daruma Chroma de Polytank ni yesi mo 1992 new and ya boy Juma Magana Giatum Ghana's #1 water storage tanker ya boy Juma Polytank no ebetime free soro abebo from enade se ne ebe pai na ho desem e wosoro eno eka obi obetimi yusu Polytank 20 years still no yusu ni nyina nsa ho den no e wo ho awie bo ensu oguso ni nyina no nsa ho den no ensesakra eno e Polytank na so opedie na odidi ujuma na afenu ama kama azem ama Tabotech garages enie ye be ra garage no pe akotoka de a na e Tabotech o me ba choka no se ka bie wodin uruwa wonsam abeka bia na afen so wo de ka frabrocha ba home use car CB na be say we trying to quick now kwa and you better na fi atuaka enso adiama wo kan no problem say bia wo gia boss ananse kan na nkasa no o electrical fault bi ni ade ni nyina no your machine so a ye detect na fi ya sa fault adem amao e bia me kaso ya banju be we ya banker ana we ya juma ministries untimi ma emfa wo ka ma your drivers o ma be fo na free o ma ba be service e workshop adem amanti we no umpe na pede o property na wo ton a say ya sase on completed building so a eno so ya ton ana umpe bi aton so a obetimi contact your boy Juma Wankai awosi waterway so and your Kumase Georgia Hotel in between on a grid office no street na dem no one year wa yeah Juma 0542 275-252 nafe when the Tabotech garage somebody fighting come see horse SP2 engine oil any mokano over starting and pay nafe jabema and no sir o engine obo I starting and 2 weeks here ni na say use engine oil papa and no and di weeks here about can to the be ana problem abam see horse no SP2 na mo dia ba no mo de Ghana weather and so na ye na di omni say e petrol and diesel e kan so ni na no o de oil no guma e number is 0540424386 nafe wedding common natural and company limited we no proslavo prostate no ana yaka wasem adema so to so bebrea ubu odun so 5 minute time na yese bie pono ana yesi form ye fria kokonongo ana senkan ubedu ajoso yebegina konongo yebegina lenda door ubegina ene ebumsu junction ubegina efria konkan ubegina sa ni nyina ne se prostate ana di problem aba no madra bia fa no proslav tie ni di no enso ye Truman capsules no enso e bema premature ejaculation ana fe bema weak erection e hawadwe modern mo e won pemo forma e Truman Congo ointment ne di amze wamani tuo wonamani nsa ni nyina abu ho rashes aje wonamana boso e mano yesremo moma manim na ho moma wedi na nya kama ene e Congo 0249 017101 na what you call me demon from Dr. Time da so doctor ni o anano pe doctor so che obia na yade no de tie bia no e stroke a wasebra na ono wode mrabeto so ya wo ho asema wasebra ode mrabeto so prostate ana problem o ma doctor afro anope ana bema wa mre doctor se amfro na ebra into ofre doctor number so on kan poko asema yera ana afa kuma se bua kwa agugu school Johnson 0244 774282 na what in come Lawson beverages enye enrono dos delay man and the about the rule a dilemma bitters na dia say wa wani tuo say ene o pese o dile mpem na wo ya adwuma ye bema de mema yo no say wo betu akatu na say udu sika be fru botomato table so say ya kwon sika na de aye ni nemom anado de no eho no ana say o ma anuoma koma inkin komo ho ene dilemma bitters wo nya bi abema wo be delay pa amanuoma ko de ama dilemma capsules no wo yo banso na fie ko afichire wo so so a wo te yawa numadua bi be yi wo yawo no enso de afiri wo de ama eyi yawo no na wo te de number no enye 0248619999 ewa dwama so mamu ba bia obenya bi enso natimi atoye real power specialist herbal hospital yama me doctor kosu aduaya fatty liver hepatitis anasemia ni ano eye ulcer aduane to yema onti jai ana afi fibroid ama ye fra ye kese oba wonyem so free peja ma me sabra on your operation what dem bibi draw crunching na ma kidney no a problem ni nyina no monfama ni nkyere ene kumase fe ya sebo so mtwekwa no so akra kwa benya ACP road ana afi akra no yaka wasem no takrade fo no pe munsom ewa anaji exit wa 0244544422 na woni ya ma me doctor akosua aduaya edi nkomo fancy
wo better say na yenna a best brain publication limited womo empan phone so as omana di books ni nyina no enso man chisebia abana hye ne suku ase a baby a wogi book free am obesua le na afi obele foundation ni enso our educational level ni nyina no eno a best brain na de sebia SH sana kwada no wono so akwa course bi a woye sabana say electives sabana say the corner so a wobenya bi e wo mu na for the asua de kama afi ebana say JH so mo textbooks no ye integrated science omo amama English language ayese French and answer near fantasy social studies and mathematics ni na ye JH so no womo so de anafa basics no 1 to 6 obenya scientific obenya fante obenya gra obenya kwapimchi anafa religious and moral education in English language no ni nyina no so basics awokwa kwaje aye ho books and so ade ma balansana and kwada no so afo no mo start here ya na any kakra kekese bi akwada no wo ko aye crutch aye nursery ne aye keji books akwada no behwem na be ma na adwena aye sharp ni nyina no your best brain omo de no wo dru prankra no about awala posada hotel chuno ma pe no no ensom aye adwuma ya no afre aye 0507200200 best brain abaje wo so ABA herbal clinic kenye eno aye software rasta and down on that meno kase no wo bi glaucoma anaba tabia wani aye koko wo poso wani apuru so abomode yense woni ABA so abakase no wachino wo mo ya na cheso hware ya de se de ententan aba wani no so se bi etabi ana to wani no so besa woteneta doctor say yen kan tro sebra so wo menstrual pains and menstrual aye disorders and some hypertension no aba aye stroke kana besa ha ABA aye juma ewo kaswa no millennium inside and at the last stop ho anon sabeka no na fe kuma senso no aye kwara so dwena semema kenachi anon sabeka ABA 0541565199 na chess ABA and some kasana high sense enye high sense so trust any one here we would so bound to Tobiano we benya 5-year manufacturer defect warranty and a high sense any man nimsa bono we matter to say who and not just a bono some other from Kema and your water expenses and our part of coffee and I say be a chumum say be over here and your microwave oven no man answer microwave no we benya blenders and rice cookers no if you any chumum and your gas cookers and answer washing machines and your air conditioners and answer your freezers and fridges and our part of what you are some your TV center but what you answer from 32-inch alcohol 116-inch no what about your giant screen of free high sense and chain on my number no 0302550000 high sense and some about your so na MB any anasempo MB babwa yes na MB piano was say bomadi answer babano about champion sense piano come up papa pizza no and for fried rice and jollof rice and I manable fast food and pizza mama yam wedding say your practice and programs ni na no and I manable daroma wo ye adwuma e wo kronom obesave amabusuano wo bia nya adwane ni bia di 0249 030830 na MB and some anyo so again na again de obi anum say again ha brambo chane aye ne capsules and some that so ya adwuma ya kan gan wa jeso etose eno and broma sisiade eno aba aye severe waist pain ebe jai ebe ko wo bia osiatica ana aka no ho aso bankum ana so nifa panwa dro esas wanya ne ntema quick no eno some ebe ko trofuma no aye again and ya kan ade ma na no pay nenum enya no ana for menstrual pains no ebe to asem no immune system no and some enya ho dema pa oya bema wo be bema ana man no so matinka sem no ni na no benya some ade free eno and some aye again help ba me shane ne capsules abra ba bi etonto biaro ko aye 0500888830 na again and anyo so na ye no Dr. Solomon ye aye Zimman Plus Herbal capsules aye panyai yasesem we aye instant obete dene we aye memedro achase ba kono de onu wi no so try baby about 20-30 minutes we say am say one man say referee abana ba ye pe enti aye panyai na sa ground ori ashisha so nti wifi ahyewa wi awo ba ma dam pamu China bia wa bana chese oh my no yi capsules ni mienu na won so wa bo any side effect bia esan say ya draw FDA mpano no wo mo so hwehwemo wi ti so ye ba ma na sexually why am probe so boosty was sexual drive and what you be say I would not so pampers or tear eno aye draw no so mo de anso be pebie and so anom 0245616028 na one aye Dr. Solomon and kasa ya drew amuzu health food question of the day na amuzu health food question of the day no obianum say amuzu health food adaroma we na be ma trini aye kama na chese amafuye kama basa na omre ho kra na amuzu say ayemusa say team ben ana so far awfu say wa ye the best of a market our summer team ben so far and transfers so any pa kabu
wo Benjamin fans say we are say Newcastle for no signing na so any pa Pedro Madina Cruz so trust in the Tottenham for and we call day ama wo mu kwaku Emmanuel say Newcastle and oko de amamu Kofi Sniper was it Chelsea the Blues o my pa and after we was here friend couple the Supremo what trust Galatasaray wo mu and signing na no of Margaret Mensah as a Tottenham for wo mu adie no and so kama Alhassan Mohammed say Newcastle United wo mu de no super Johan Cruyff as Manchester United wo mu de so ani pa eno message ono so na dia Amofa George say Madrid for na bio wo mu transfer ni de wo mu quality pa eno de ne ono so dia ba we yourself no Patrick Ashite was Chelsea dia no ano asepa anafe anane kunsu kojo krom enso chese Tottenham for wo mu de no anano sepa Ghana for adwin ebi enie
wo mera say my member na family coach and so emamona yenko aye foreign number BW67 EBB 3CE BW67 EBC FFA BW67 EBB 9B6 BW67 EBC 313 BW67 EBC 86B T Mary eno ayin code I Jema now no pay live on the show. Another brand new Monday, and of course another brand new week live on Wontumi TV digital and the satellite. And I no pay say I prepare no and also now show for trading ponyankopon de ache. Yen taking for granted.
Find the wingers and the strikers. Very good. The next one I'll say I can play both positions, but Eddie has a choice to make Arsenal for any Omani Ajepa. because someone signed a 28 bound, even as a 29-year-old
28-year-old bouncing baby boy.
Bouncing baby boy. Enchibia Obenya 29. Now, we've had extensive discussion about the individual quality of Bruno Guimaraes going to Arsenal. I am backing with numbers. I yes, our discussion. Now, I think there is no single doubt about the individual quality and contribution of a player, BTC Bruno Guimaraes. I will join Arsenal. But see, a question I want to be able to say, into all bay, why no be to know? So, we've had a distinct conversation about the qualities and what he's going to bring on board. Any the other complemented these Arsenal players within the individual qualities. Now, the question will have to do with, is he a number 6 or is he a number 8? Oba team nim no anawa 10. Oba be Martin Odegaard in a free team nim. Ana Eberecheze in a free team nim. Where is he comfortable? And how does he create the needed balance for the Arsenal team? These are where the questions are. Now me check it in terms of baby I was born a number of minutes. Now me hear statistics in deal with baby I born a number of minutes now. First of all, I mean kind of interview in 2022 before he joined Newcastle United, the number for so is 6 or 8. So this is his statement. To be honest, if you ask me this question, I have to say I prefer to play at number 8. But I think my role here at number 6 is exactly what the team needs. It is to take the ball out first and underlined, to do some passes, to find the wingers and the strikers. Very good. The next one, I'll say I can play both positions, but Eddie has a choice to make. And for me, the most important thing is just to play and to help Newcastle get 3 points. I think my best position is at number 8, but I can play number 6. It is not a problem for me. It meaning say you born a tough one in also on only the who say almost 6 on your defensive midfielder or a central midfielder. It 8 I don't know who wants all papa. Name say Newcastle air pobi amanipa corner team agina defenders na anima bo says na ono na je ho if we say ade a ya ka che ne say onye no o fifi wonu bi obetima yes an yoma na it de ne ball na e ho adwuma na o ye o mo ball na nyina defenders na nim no chance no mpe kon be fa so mbe evedi opponent presses by making passes to wingers, strikers and bailing them out. Neno na see free ho no ma ni a checking the number of minutes our boy in every specific position playing for Newcastle United. Neno na ya see komudi ni akọ position so boy ya e Newcastle since 2021-2022. Numbers ni ni. About 8,858 minutes as a number 6. About 3,998 minutes as a right central midfielder. About 1,069 minutes as a left central midfielder. And about 86 minutes as a main central midfielder in the middle of the park. 33 minutes.
Ne encheze ye papa chen wo mu rade na dom na so ye so na ma emi ye so ye dey ye ti asentie ni hwe kura no ye won kwa de ye de nyame ase waje entata saa de akode aba ye se aseda enka nyame ni din amen enano
amen.
Midfielder 34 minutes as a right winger. So meaning say the basic position and Yama Arsenal Latiska 75 million pounds e kofanaba. Because say obo number 6 no 8,858 minutes niti the quality of that in that role and the Arsenal kofa na dey buy.
Okay.
So meaning say over Arsenal team no he is purposely going to be seen as the number 6 in the first place. The double number 8 Eze wo ho, Odegaard wo ho, Declan Rice wo ho. But chance obetimi asaso abo in the absence of Declan Rice. Now let's check the number of minutes Arsenal players born last season.
Todi Yashak, Rura Kadesh, Shamaki Shrai Yehuwa Elahenu Yehuwa Ekat, We Ahata et Yehuwa, Elohika Bika Luvika, Uvika Naveshika, Uvika Miyodika, Tode Yasach, Todi Yasach, Todi Yasach. In English, in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Very important. Now, the Declan bought 4,366 minutes. The Martins will be made about 4,208 minutes. Eberechi is about 2,607 minutes. Odegaard ball 1,952. The Cameroon will walk a cry a day. So the 4 rotative midfielders for Arsenal, Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi, Eberechi Eze, and Martin Odegaard. The numbers prove say Bruno Guimaraes brings a different thing. So there's no question about say competing or individually with their numbers. Name the raw number 15 woman ni pass see anity ebeke kakakra e play fan Martin Zubimendi.
Sports buffet and something yet but when said na Jordan nyame admotena and so I plan for Wednesday no na some big game aroba so na meno kase em say enche bi ana chese season no and also baba sharp say nyame admotena one Champions League matches as games awodo no e bi some baba kosunti nyame aduma Wednesday ana chese Paris Saint-Germain for no one game against Aston Villa omo ye no so baba when say PSG club one no for Champions League no and some mercy omonos our brand watch ye benya bobo kwa no Aston Villa wo some Europa League ansana ye must start season bia no so the said the boss tradition goes on and no chance amamra Wontumi ntwentwere some amane ye to kan bia so no awso mu ye no so game no and some abasonti nyame aduma Wednesday 7 o'clock Canada and Paris Saint-Germain team no wo so body at Aston Villa match way and non UEFA wo so kapab so cup game no and some other koso na obanina for so Omar Abdul Kader R10 ono obey referee and some other super cup game and some other Toronto when about area na so na sa when and one some other trophy no so yako and PSG and I said Aston Villa wo team no omo bi obetibia na cheso no and the UEFA Super Cup no and some other ko na team mame Paris Saint-Germain team like esansa ye kasana ana Paris Saint-Germain kwada no omwa wo ko World Cup ana cheso so mo bani na no wo so arabe drew way ayen kwada ne bitesa aye disere duwe and what Lucas Digne wonom aba ebiam aye cheso player ye forsa Lucas Hernandez omunyina no wo so arabe drew na cheso mo omo ko bi Hakim nom ana afa aye Bakola nom ani ade boys ni na no wo so aba Warenza Emiri Emie Chesa Manya Cluj ano ya kodabi ananu ya Paris Saint-Germain wo so ngawi ya ana usa openina ya famisa Ousmane Dembele wo so arabe drew na chesa na wo ya hobwanti omo ana watena essence Wednesday ana wo game no and so ngaba koso awa pa unkomo no nyina no yete ema yete fa enano pai and some our show no so ameno and some abdetabana and what you free ayo Paris Saint-Germain no yara some our France and important when is a Crystal Palace omo top player you find sa Maxence Lacroix and some other Chelsea no also mo replacement now replacement metisam omo komonako ayesam ayo player you find Lamine Camara our born ball and some other Chelsea Monaco no wo some other so moto na Thomason kan na sam Monaco for no woman rejected a near cancer a 50 million euros and you're free Bobo Crafan son a Chester Crystal and your palace on a swear out there Domo can you answer Simon Tono ain't to mean to Lamine Camara and some money and Sir Omobante Ama Kodano Colombo Lamine Camara Quaco Plessy a Chester La Croix our policy and your moment to maintain around by 65 million euros and no amount womentimante ansana poino wamo som achane kwama na ko ewa baun komani nyina no yete ema yete fa enano pai ensom awo shoro so afei yenko eye UEFA omonte na enano pai ye papa ba na menya eye fa na sa UEFA empon for no amonte statement aba na statement UEFA empon for no ba na nyomo nko a ɛyɛ UEFA anafe Asia wɔn football confederation anafe CONCACAF ɛno ɛyɛ Central Northern part of America and Caribbean ɔmo nyinaa no wɔn nso wɔde statement abaya jɔmo kan sɛ ha ɛnfa wɔn sɛbi ɔpanin na yɛfɛ no Gianni Infantino a kyɛs wɔn no ɛnso ɛyɛ president ɛnama FIFA wɔbɛyɛ sɛ ɛkurase maka but ɔnwe ɔno ɔno ɔkɛyɛ na mɔmu no ɛnso wasa twea san nipa deɛ obia ɔte ase obia yɛ bɔne ɛrisɛ bia ɔyɛ bɔne na ɔtwe ɔfonso tuma ɛno ano no yɛwie yɛkɔ yɛnim na so nam no kasɛ saa ɛyɛ Asia ɛna kyɛsɛ ɛyɛ CONCACAF ɛne UEFA no continent mmiɛnsa yi ɛnso ɛwɔ football mu ɛbɛsɛ ɔmo kyerɛ sɛ ɔpani no ɛfa no sɛ ɛyɛ Infantino no wabreki deɛ ataka no sa trust ɛsɛ sɛ nipa ɛwɔ gyidie ɛwɔ mu na sɛ bia nipa gyidi asɛbi nipa nyɛ nkwadaa saa o na sɛ baako bia mmienu ne yɛyiyɛni na yɛbu yɛni agu so ɛyɛni na wɔbɛtɛste ɛyɛ waters ahɛ sɛ bia aboa no anyɛ bi yɛse gu n'anum wɔtumi ka but by this time deɛ ɔmo bɛka Infantino hard one nturum sɛ wɔn ɔmo statement no baayɛ a ɛyɛ joint no wɔn yɛ sɛ nyinaa sɛ hyɛase o deɛ kyɛn sɛ ɔpanin no a yɛnom ayɛ adwuma nso adama ɛyɛ UEFA no yɛnim sɛ fɔn Alexander Safarin ɔno ɛwɔm ne nsam ahyɛ krataa no sɛ ɛno wɔkyerɛ Sheikh Salman bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa anakyɛ ɔno deɛ no yɛ Khalifa mesrɛ ɛyɛ Sheikh Salman bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa wɔno nso ana wɔyɛ pani ɛnso adama ɛyɛ CONCACAF no ɛnso hyɛaseɛ ana Victor Montagliani wɔno nso natinam ɛnso adama Asia wɔno nso sɛ hyɛaseɛ bianan wɔn nyinaa no abɛsa wɔn kyerɛ sɛ ɛnyaadeɛ sɛ bi adeɛ no ɛbɛfa nte Asia adeɛ no ɛyɛ Salman bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa ana ɔpanin no a yɛfɛ no sɛ ɛyɛ Victor Montagliani ɛnso gyinam adama CONCACAF wɔn nyinaa no ɛna wɔn nsa hyɛ ase wɔabɔ na UEFA secretary ne deɛ no nso ɛhyɛm CONCACAF wɔn general secretary ɔno nso ne deɛ no hyɛm ana Asia wɔn general secretary wɔn nyinaa no wɔbi nso agye no signature to so wɔapɛ ne wɔn some ayɛkyɛ ɔpani no wabreki trust a ho nkɔmmɔ no nyinaa no yɛde ɛba ɛna no pɛi ɛnsom awɔhwɛ no so na yɛnkɔ ɛyɛ Turkey na ma me Mohamed Saleh na the Salah effect ɛda so yɛ adwuma o wɔn no Salah ba last week ɛyɛ deɛ wɔsa wɔn nsa ka bia no mede ba ɛma kyɛ sɛ ɔmo tim no Trabzonspor wɔn pɛni no kora deɛ wɔde bɛto twa sɛ ɔmo hyɛ ase ɛtɔ ɛyɛ Mo Salah na nneɛma pa no kyɛ sɛ ne jerseys no ɛne adeɛ bi a ɔmo de Salah din ayɛ bia no wɔn hyɛ ase ɛtɔ emu nkwadaa emu mpanyin a kyɛ sɛ jerseys no wɔn tɔ na ɔmo nso panyin no wɔbɛka no weekend na ɛtwam no sɛ Salah kora ɔmo de no ba yɛ no ɛnam wɔn tɔn season ticket ɛma kumako 18,000 na the moment abɛtɛ sɛ bi a Trabzonspor ɔmo nya sɛlɛ 25,000 season ticket no na na kyɛ sɛ ɛka bi a ɔmo bɔ ɛwɔ Mo Salah ɛho bia no wɔn te ha nasa bona yɛ just one kike bompo but enam omunya bia nipa no be 7,000 abeka already aya 18,000 na ho a nasa panu be so kyesa Mo Salah eka no nyina no so amate eka no ensom awie enti ade no be so mo yɛ no sɛ Al Hilal aboy na yɛ fa no Darwin Nunes Al Liverpool for China no ema no so akɔ aya Saudi Arabia no report amensa kan sɛ
Wontumi, if the Clarice is fit, if Martin Odegaard,
woman me no nyina so bet me jama fe woman so abo adiama abobokua ye fan sa Trabzonspor ya kasai woman so din kono ama as of now report to me nya no say 8 million euros ay amount Trabzonspor say woman be Al Hilal na when a loan a chesene woman so ada say kwan bi aso no o try in installment ama serious kwan bi bibia chese bi abo no so do no eno so be nya baso e wa no and some update but no me appoint here your friend Victor Osimhen dia obianum so no obia pro but they say Nigeria ni akoda na numa bai so no bada osika sem our former onu ntimi mo menye yi obra because no mo see splash cash Mykonos our Greece so no yes dinner no yes some and then yes I'm talking to you know yes cat you boss yom na Jacoba and some put a woman and some and say and Jamin and so player no Galatasaray for to say I'm a rejected offer beer aba offer the ebiaba pa na the other offer by beer so I'm a rejected the Jomo can so I'm ton and woman ton watching arches and I am come abobo kua your fan say Galafono woman some area to ama chesanano peno yet am to tenant common canning no and some at ammo na young court near cancer a year bobo fan say let to copy bow young co Spain na the bow Timono Nico Williams and Omoko World Cup on Saturday Trunano Pao I just a good news out of my club a young bow sense Nico Williams Abba Onune Junai Simon and some by America Port and some by a World Cup champions Omokwachi gold medal and some Spain Emeno and Tommy now saw the true archers and Alzama and just and training session and also about Alzama one some about true I say we call a Real Madrid Ibrahim Konate woman catch us on the Portano Peno woman now so by now Konate wabe the medical our sanitas ebium in Mbappe one also be the medical our sanitas and a player your friend Mike Kukureya one also by near can send medical no and some our sanitas on we na the akwakoba and the American coming in answer me no can say training session no eguso akoso den no manager friend said Josie where the first time our training in Mbappe and the first time our training Konate nom and after Mike Kukureya woman jinam our vadebo bas and the manager na your friend said Josie says wouldn't cry wouldn't say weekend and La Liga no and also other shots in La Liga Ebasono no ayariya san kwadano e wonna edukosi nyamia ma Friday sa woman some betimi ambeki eye cat no anya bia on the ball and asa anya bia na Real Madrid game Ebasono woman yabi mo town said woman no and also abesia kona cameras and capture Jude and cameras and capture player your phone say Shuameni Jamesa Kanza woman my MSam omunya days off nibi aka ho enti metesa nyamia na Wednesday and a Jude aba report and what a Wednesday and a player your phone say Shuameni one and some aba report enti ano I said one itinerary no and some abesia ko na Bernardo Silva and yes so what kwatu twa say we be able to call World Cup bana oko vacation yana asa ma wa ho tere ko from kakra because obey training session krana untimi nyano to say e bia wa join the rest of the squad in Toronto munya betrema no according to Bernardo Silva say you want to just say La Liga can start here matches ekosumbo and the condition no and some perfect and you know sisa and you know ko kama dia man ntimua mu say bia na ho den our form and e bia won say so Ediama Madrid no ayeda La Liga ba be chance one some ready ayasema player no one some ayatutana Real Madrid for no make sure na pesa Josie ayo pani bia na move because among for be jini say bia road no ekodi Barcelona and some kwania and your manager na ebuba fupa but make no pesa Josie ayo okay na eno so trust bia Madrid ayo team bia wo ma am transfer window omunya ntomu kra na jamana ya dansoro se wo mo twese bi outgoings ebi ebeba so nes omo wo so omo kone e wo se bi ya adwuma se omo nya bi ama omo nyina so fu wo kode a and ya Madrid aye club akwan bi aso no wo mo so abesa sign players ni bi en so ya so se be ya wo mo so weti nya squad ni ye person se nyina mo no wo so nya complete team ansana wo mo so weti nya start season no na manager no wo tiri se wo mo ma be form e ya attacking trial sele maybe a twam na omo BBC no wodiri pass Mbappe ana chesa Vinicius ana player your phone so Monday and kurana me ansano womo som abeye beast awa ni mo I say according to Jose was so right wing and Monday and no left wing and some Vinicius and ni mo no and some Mbappe and there be a question no and some say why and on the front three eyeja etesa Madrid omudie odia ye kentena ho na ball hene na be na PSG no bisasa Dembele ni show goals to was saying and say Mbappe no enkroma over 40 goals in a single season na Monday edibi soso ema vini som edibi soso a won tiri eba se team BN wa fi wonom ene Madrid ebeti ye DSC eti manager no tiri say trial way anoba ye shebruta I just almost started kwambi asono won som Abraham Kempa na mami Atletico Madrid team no won ko suo amara be true enano penyame adom yantiaten kaboni bi Atletico Madrid team bass no time rubber true aye training aye facility so na chese won ko suo anu ye koria won ba na enkoda ni niem Jechano sa from airport at Timbas Adamo Bar baby a fan sa Maya da Honda ana chese enkoda na ba bedruno na uhwemwa Ubia but aye Diego Simeone na se manager no some any team no ana koi enenra woman so game ama Man City and some that was so amaba but manager ni ho ebia omo sini kwan so ana cheso Kofi na se bia straight from airport ana manager no some woman picking our airport but Jonathan can say amaba true boys no woman pray enti ana woman ba rest nyame armo Tuesday and some woman rest woman so training and Wednesday and a report I mean say Atletico woman koda no and some other resumi and training no na Matteo Alemani ababi ba Simeone any ayam panifon mo Wednesday and a chesam panifono woman some other resumi training at the team no and no aye kakra so amaso and some atebana and no pay who cross Julian Alvarez Adiano, woman about to say, I was sunk by 9:54 local time, and I was sunk Julian airport now obeying the medical. I will let you come Madrid, Omoho, but I'm saying cameras are quite anymore. Train about saying up paparazzi will be able to put me a charcoal. Woman say camera and capture Julian Alvarez said the OUC front at your gate. I don't know what I'm on fetch, will be on some entity and capture because I'm okay. So we are born about the medical. No, so when you say Alvarez, I report it. One person about Boo and Maranos or report it. I quite a medical. I don't know what you say. Now, quite medical across the way. Because Yatesa McPubel, I know there, and a soul of, and so I am a medical teafer, and I'm first, I quite a medical, no, Yasini Pabo team, Amano and Timano, and a person Aquaquanadiano, outside a club no facilities, and some high performance sports medicine center, and then our visas, Madrid Arturo, Soria University Hospital, and I could also quite a medical, no. Baby, I'm not money. I tell you, no call it. I just a burn to be a talking. It's one of Omaka and a cook and a medical. I just had a panel. What else I went to the air can say? Yamiana Wednesday on some others for me. I get training under the supervision of manager Francis Simeone. Now, training about Cosso and then come on yet do and said the Albany and some of your coming now. I get down, come on, I get back up. Bueno, ebe informing performance say. Clamanon, Omobium, Munan Cramanon, now according to sources and a reporter, Memensa Canamia can say latest Albano, Metesa by 10 days ago. Nesan, I last week at Chiwa Baby, yes, Julian Alvarez, our fear, and some Afro Panina, Yafana and your marine. Marine, and I let you go Penina. One boy, I could dine here, the month of February or Panini. I will catch on and say. Robo says in ya, Robert Janu Quay, I'm an alcohol. Report coming down as a bonum. I request 10 days ago, so a bar. Wabaswane opening and father say, Hill Marin, a meeting. National Mesa can say, they say, see what catch on say, no any meeting here be the old man say, Wobraswan, report to training, damn your 10th, which is an 80 meeting beyond what I was here quite by Bisa, or no, come beyond one promise to be beer, what you also and so about training now brana akwadano what also abana still now Atletico Madrid omo messenger woman dem Barcelona era so ye bakopa say akwadano enye for sale na akwadano a report wonom ebe ball adiama Atletico Madrid ana Simeone so ye bi o say we be use akwadano ohia no ene unya bi a yense nya bi kwan emo mo nkwadamo kwadomo prepare nyina no one game against Malaga manager na prepare say or the akwadano ensom ebe bontimo bia meya ana Alvarez abeko ana Alvarez abeko bia ne na akwadano ebe ball against Malaga ajasano eya no da communicate Atletico for no womo som asande ba na Lamine Jamal ebe report nyame ya duma Wednesday ana Lamine enso ba boys ni binya extended days enso aka honte watena echi ana Lamine Jamal waro som ebe report ebe Barcelona womo training facility so me na no pay no yede eye update ni na so de ba na Barcelona womo tuwani na no womo twense eye Ferran Torres adiano enkomono ababa so na Ferran Torres womo twen PSG a bit Paris Saint-Germain prepare around 55 million euros according to Barcelona almost say womate ATM say ni kwan say bakra na bedru na 55 million and to will be our show go and Spain enter World Cup and for say be a player no akabe say be a one season e want a contract and so a club ni na ti kwa no domo kan na no say Torres no womo tono 55 million Barcelona demand at least around 65 million euros na say offer na ya PSG and say womo to bano womo ye 10 million euros shy from ayasa aya offer no wa bone am say 10 million domo ntamo enti on ba koso mo tana o ma reseri ageno and so na si akọ awa ba on komo ni na no ye de ema na no pay and so our shono na yenim say Barcelona womo captains no am say testing gun eko ana Raul and some eko enti some yenu ebe shem na omunyan confirm but denini nyan say Mianuna, Wamukono, Eric Garcia, and Gavi, Woman Ebeshem, now Oma replace a captains, you know, our Barcelona, Woman captainship, Nimua, and no I say, no Mabasiako, Brenano Peno, Yara Amtema, okay, team, Mamma, I don't really borishy, and I pretend my brain about training. Now the American some sort of tema, boy, air drive, and you're inside, you know, really borishy, Eba, Nas Wakanim. Esisu kakrao ana empanfo be catch us sir ebia we need the right frame of mind sir obeye adwuma menko yes how your carpenter ni a hammer ebe bounce so uye mercy ni a danas wo mu a wo tosoro no etimi why wo ana ebia we driver ni a wan hwa kwa fast number na akora na ba tro ni na no o say onu a on sere say wa ma din bi na de koba no say wo mo tro wo ko Italy wo fana kwa no ana kasado so nkobi ono so dwa enti as part of boy dwa no only for Yaba Studios ana stories eba se omo training anopai wakokopra ni kotodwe enti obi a kabia boy no obesiki ebi alone so be ko Italy so be ko Premier League no ana san kabia La Liga no komo na nkono woni Borussia ebenya club bi akokotwa na afa woni so ba omo training anopai no wakokopra ama akokofa sam enso ba metesa ni koto dwenom tabetimi aye serious injury eno aye kakra ani so efunu adeba awaba won komo nyina no yare ema ye tofa enano pay enso awo show no so afei yenko aye Premier League man yenko aye bobo kwafano se Arsenal na Gabriel Martinelli komo no say Galatasaray woman na omobeso omofa Martinelli na Galafon dento omo bane se enkomo no mone Rafo Liao edin enyansi enti omunya Martinelli enkomo papa nso jamese kan se Arsenal se omboto Gabriel Martinelli agise womunya replacement ana sikana wode bane so no manko veska bi amake ko because o kauna womuchi Premier League na so mara sunti yakoso monitor seri no enso obesia ko ana Chelsea for no Unim say meno kasa manager your friends Alonso Chelsea team no ama saba be true London amuko Australia esanko Asia ama ba be true London amonte so na manager no na ansa obi aba ense me ba na chi bebre na ye hwese wo mo omani agye omo ra ho wo mo ase omo wa ha sa fo ni na no yese Chelsea manager no players ni bi Chelsea omo fully brutal na dito omo fully and say so omo ye training na bi abonu kodi Alonso ho wo ya ra dada so bo no abobi no obi anum say Alonso esi bon ball time anu coach Liverpool kwa videos be ba ya me kai me am be story Emma wo bo pass and a place no aso ma ya amazed and what ya dey say Chelsea boys no yes mo no so be so mo Chelsea ayem wo pa so na no manager no ada so awo touch no anka ball no kwa betimi ya ball na de etwoma wo Chelsea ko mo kwa no say manager no direct training I don't say what directed traffic. Some can be a class ya ball person where the paper, where the poor, men are not gonna do it. Not yes, also or directed training to say what directed traffic. General Kaka Faha, Siwa Bra, Jem, Pass it. Yeah, oh, Massa, almost say, woman, ya J. Emma, just a manager, and some that are showing that man at Chelsea. Yes, someone put a phone come here. Woman, Quackity, young communities and leaky. And some say Alonso no ama woni play a beer din koma play a beer baso ba no obo no ball ama Chelsea enti Morgan Rogers no ane Maxons la Croix no Valentin Barco and it so mo almost saying aye some nyina aye pop Savaria no emi ade akere say aye Alonso ho do ana me na sanko fo nyina no wo mo som abantom jiri pass o mo make the right choice say wo mo yes wo mo Alonso no and some other baba be adwuma na ndey ade man so ko kam ade team no na yes say no see ya ne our presence in no na ebimu full say asay we mo team A and when we team B but anya no kra yes manager no on so anya team A and team B so ha Mudrik akwa mo kana so mo so mo twa say Mudrik kadi ka ba Chelsea first no one time seriously but onya no ban akwa ba yi and so ban no I am very happy and some our team no Nicholas Jackson no and ya do be ambaso obeko am nu na ya Alonso factor one more say ya jeno some be se akwa ya dey ayesan komo ni no and some dem na Chelsea manager ya from Alonso woman say say he from and I said Jen yen hwani mo enfi aye Chelsea what this season coach no say amodie woman show biabo omon promise but kasa no woman say kasa no daddy our pitch no so ball no ene ya no ene ya debo ya pass ya and obiabo say dey be Chelsea for no woman so no say action and our pitch no so na Jamina no say Liverpool for no answer me be story and maybe a twam say opening na Amazon and Diana ya follow Jeff Bezos as you can follow him come on basa woman asana consultant bi kambom ama chesa Jeff Bezos woman ya to stake e Liverpool and no we be can say some weeks ago and me be kai e ma me be sa story no na and me no kase ye say omo ya ban wo woman ya wie ama chesa Bezos and come award this woman some ebetimi atom stake e wo chesa team no no woman so ya wie anasa na me tesa Jeff Bezos no yeso pani ni say wabasa Liverpool and a the best players and some we say wabasa Liverpool and a top players akugu dam and some other team mo ayesika and I say a day I will be see where you was catcher or so on the that's why I say Liverpool team no one some the best players and we say and ya ba aye club no abone na me prepare am a san komori now so akoso now Ronald Arrow we are medical no na Chelsea aye day Liverpool the other ball na Arrow bay and also Chelsea Van Dijk and quality now obeho ebia Giovanni Leoni no Jeremy Shake Dabi and Chelsea Arrow ever started na Liverpool for no domo yemi say womo bompa Sam Arrow and Van Dijk a partnership ever far na so far obakyerɛ baabi a wode bɔɔ ne bɛfa na wode akɔkoto net no mu sɛ Arao ɛne player yɛfa no sɛ Van Dijk ɔmomyɛno kombo no ɛno nso ɛfa nkoa de ɛnoa no no wɔmato adi akyɛ sɛ yɛka sɛ no ɛnso ɛyɛ nkɔmmɔ kakra a ɛno nso firi ɛyɛ bɔ ɛno nso so yɛ ɛgye ɛna no pɛi no ɛnso ɛwɔhwɛ no so na ɛno akyi demonstrate no sɛ sei ɛnso ɛne latest ɛba no sɛ player yɛfa no Bradley Bakola ne deɛ no anɔpɛ na mahu sɛ ebi report say boy na ma go ahead on Liverpool for now which personal terms I don't cry some about data my young can be the audience akoda say Liverpool so me can now pay say we are worse Arsenal no one and you say can be also we about the ball so e ma Liverpool team no aye dey baba so ntia clubs you know official conversation and some cause so e wa brown come on nyina no ye dey ma ye tell for no pay and some our show no so na Manchester for no when say me no ka say me me catch us ma kwa Drew Ireland na Matthijs de Ligt me te say the recovery no also acquire back surgery and the recovery ada ko kama kwa be main and Marcus Rashford onwe no ebe ye medical after sano pay me de ba so ma kwa Drew Ireland na club no corner wo mo charter flight ema omo no on medical and sana nyame ya doma wo tena wo mo join a training session and so ebe ko so Ireland among Tesna, my Arsenal a coach. What Panuna found some Ateta, you know, what was our coach say? Nana be access transfer window and fan of Drew Arsenal at Perry and as Omuntonye manager fans Ateta Edin Commano. Would the Yinten Sedia would do come for transfers and on a coach anyway, and also a Kasai.
I wouldn't go there just to put an isolated there. We conceded some poor goals today, in the way we competed especially. But that's a very collective responsibility. So we need to improve with the players that we have. And we want to improve, for sure we want, yeah. Well, that's what we're trying to do. If we have the right player in the market to make us much better, we are very looking forward to that. I wouldn't go there just to put an isolated there. We consider
Mikel Arteta and Arteta yetene excepts Emma no pay live on the show now and what you know Manuel Red for the Bruno Guimaraes me catros woman up and on to man and story and in coma what didn't na baby and touch me here planasara capo bi na ne kan na no pay saba bonde wonim de bi otena ebesinti abotran ko na wonim sa boy no o ka dinte o choose JC number 39 area ball our Newcastle Sunday about Arsenal yes na ne papa no or taxi driver papa no chi taxi vroom vroom our broso or automacy na no I don't know what chefie and the driver no and some I don't call as a training and some any day na baby mama drew jana yankopon sanya biem na baba no kware ka kire so number 39 one j our brand bottom our broso para nancy one team any adeba besina trying to say that number at the lack Abaman to also umpire Hababi Abadru Yantia Bruno Guimaraes our Benny what didn't come up.
We need to improve with the players that we have and
39 as well. My father was a taxi driver in Brazil for more than 20 years. The taxi of course gave me to everything for my family, the place where we live, the food, my clothes, everything. So when I got the chance to sign to a top club in Brazil, I asked my father which number I should take, and he said 39. I was upset a little bit because I want to take the 97. And said, no, take the 39. The 39 gave you everything. I remember when I was like 11, 12 years old, my father driving me for no matter where, always with the number 39. And when I get to Atlético Paranaense, I went to do the medical stuff. And when I got my clothes and I opened, was already the number 39, and I was very scared. And I went to the kit man and I said, why the 39? And he said, well, if you don't want, you can change it. No, it's exactly what I want. And At the moment, I call my father.
Papa ne kaya wo ko paranense krana wo mama ne number 39 ni mama sisi so a na o keti fa me ko Germany na fe yenyina rap up Italy me no ka se ba mu chintim no wo mu ye training our Sabana Strasser no position a Jamal Musiala Ismail Sabari ene Alfonso Davis afei Leonard Carl and such Nabri wo mu na no ye warm up with a team omunye and Chelsea coach and Fansa company and so ano Shamanioma and some akosana wasano and some esikona make us an Inter Milan as a report I mean Musa Diaby no one way from Musa Diaby almost say 120 million euros number Christian Aslani aso number akwa Itihad na fe one akwa je Musa Diaby adena banche komano and also gusu akosala Paro Martinez wabadru aye Italy why training anopai ama Inter captain so Sunday Crono and started training and so Inter Milan Lautaro Enye wa baka bito call World Cup no wa ba wa report e no aye kakra and so film ade ba bra sam komo no no ya de ba fei Mike Menyo and Adrawabio and AC Milan wo so call World Cup no san komo ba aye Wednesday but anasa Wednesday and also komo report but me to say bi o menya extended days ne kakra and so area so e wa bra on komo no ya de ba Gabriel Jesus at a green light ama aye Napoli because Napoli and Lukaku edin papemo Lukaku abesane e Turkey e ama Chelsea farna bonchi so sanama farna bonchi area dia Gabriel Jesus e Arsenal na ono adwane bobo kwa fa say Napoli e wa bra no e update ba na ro no enso e wo show so ntia ye fancy na fe ye ma bedwa forma na ye nkwanim real quick and ro live on the show.
Then there are question marks going to be around Martin Zubimendi's contribution to this Arsenal setup. It is our position in number 6. So let's take a look at various positions and at various formations. Arsenal decided so more here Bruno Guimaraes in the deep. Now, if they should decide to go with a proper 4-3-3, say Omobo against a physical side. Now the position gives you different varieties going into different games when you want to meet physical teams. Now if Arsenal wants to dominate possession, you heard the other screen you see. David Raya better go possible. Julian Timber be 2. Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes be 4 and 5. Ricardo Calafiori
okay. You ready I say. Na new. BBI fine.
Yeah, kakra.
Okay. The radio super. Mike said BBI okay day.
Fantastic Friday. And then Monday.
Hey.
Akwaba. Say BBI boko.
Radio do.
Paper no to be tried here.
Na say paper dey outry where there was Wontumi and Wontumi. But I say Mike one way brela unju.
Ediela.
Wontumi.
Ediela.
Whoa. Yenya Juada eni na yemedi yankomo. Stories ayo more. Say La Liga start to weekend and transfer market no so yenkwa ni.
This come guso.
Wona say no dey.
This season.
Kwabiaso.
Asemi na me tibinka.
My who property be what buy ho. E was say.
Who chop them, they will chop us. We will chop them. Me kan tree. We will chop them, they will chop us. This season mungamu. Omu tuni ediesi. Omu yini ediesi wo. I don't count me.
We try one see the crowd and we show.
When you game boy.
Sing us some question.
When you game boy.
So
you want to enter for games.
The secretary Obika.
This season.
But me mama for.
A very brutal season. Moja. Ayo.
Yo. Osi Jose Alonso, right? Jose stories in Ubsubio, but we will come to that. Osi Alonso, I say, plus it is Alonso no they feel happy say Omokobodi am such a coach. Now, unlike previously, coaches run a hono. You can say play be a bar. Yeah, no munyi. Yeah, no more ye say no more ye see. So, oh yeah, that story no na major TBB kakra. Yeah, we use brofo major draw. Actually say, or you pool said it to be a passage. The pooling factor. Obiti say, why no ho? ɛdeɛ na wayɛ pɛn ɔdeɛ na yɛhwɛ no a obetumi ayɛ ɔkyena. You look at all of that. Now what me aka say coach way or the pulling factor. Per story no, naturally say atwaso akwa field no so training grounds. Alonso di boys in any mama my training kra no a. Place no wa ho keka bi say oh coach here odi ani with your own media. The skill set no eso e wide. Otibidi weba. You no place a pesade no. But of course the first test to every coach. Officer place a Judia. When you ma better na di baku mienu miensa. It was training grounds. Even before that, you know, a series of tests. Yeah, they can say appointed coach be the adjumana mano. If you know corner baby adjumana dia maya. And yes a precope ni adjuna to say you that be sanity. A series of trust and our building between the fans, you know. Between the administrators I appointed, between the players, even the backroom staff no crowd, they would have to understand your methods. You appointed coach here. The first of the test, how you speak to these players. Players know they catch them. Be more be more dressing room, be more everybody. Waba, you be introduce you how you speak to this place. Start to message, you know. Now sometimes, you know, what seminar be can I down to wash your one monitor when my air course. Okay, say Estevao ne Alonso picture be no motive do be ase wo hono mosa na picture no buy.
And you kubam before some babe fly no.
Okay, picture no buy no motive do be ase no mote boss so wait to boss no wait to boss so that picture no. There were a lot of messages. A picture I copy, but picture there were a lot of messages. He's a new coach. One more Chelsea. One ball England pay. Before now, the same situation I did Pam no, and we'll be about to solve. Okay. There's a senior coach be a high Pam no. Todd Bolly for the ball. How many coach on the Kainadi?
Ochana.
Pochettino. Fanatoto or more by chain ho any Pochettino no level.
Some quite a one of Digan took a crown and about Potter.
So check those two coaches now. On some wedding more power. Thomas Tuchel
Wontumi
and then Pochettino. Picture in where Alonso baff from no incomodi. Aha no mini happy. But I come over to me a course of say about describe Estevao ni game I watched from Brazil. Maybe only Estevao and you're fan of Estevao, but right now, no, or Baba Yajumadiamano. It is also called Estevao a cheat. A conya few clips a share, and who the weakness of the game room. It was Estevao not transceno, or bet me in the clips or game be my boy come home come more. And Estevao say, hey, no, show me. But there be a fail Wako say how you earn the trust of these players, right? The first day in our Abano. How you speak to them and come on. I saw the question. I saw describe your game, no, or my weakness, or my strength. I saw catch them say, "Whoa, I've been watching you." Oh, if you be brave, winning a quiet fast ball, no, wait me the way I can't game no. Also, I catch coach will cry no, team me free buy and coach will cry you. When you're the first trust, no. If you walk on and sign a TSC field no so. Now a do field no so and come on. Usually, come on, any training grounds. I just offer you an hour on your man. Debbie, yes, anabolic. Training no obey no or sessional plan. Why now watching Munina? Way Monday, Omoma, Tuesday, recovery, Wednesday, a mixture. Mixture means a fair now, obey, sorry, intensity, no, obey picking up at the echo from Tuesday, no. Thursday, a lot of tactical work, a lot of ball work, a lot of contact work. Wow, picture no manya dia kame hono.
Yes, on Florian Wirtz.
Always, I think he picks the young players who he feels so more potential with many be there free more. Wirtz will share no Leverkusen. So no a key man the man on the system.
Very key.
And the house on it way too. It's a series of tests our coach no every test piano and so it me a convincing players no why you were picked up in the first place. And to come on be do a dressing room ni na no ya ofe na ba ko show cons. Obehye shawo ni ma bi. O say shit ke to bi kra no. sheet no e yankomo no madi we no mo free dressing room no ba training no mo discuss no watch your babe we be she blue we be she no church ni nyina midfield semra ha defender semra ha attacker semra ha full back defender senasa akọ full backs left backs center backs no asa akọ another categorization ball playing off the ball for no we our back midfield 6 from ra 8 from ra 10 from ra 10 from what to be ball wide it is in yesterday no momra ha ni nyina ya categorization awo we are now called strikers will be to be conchain in the channels will be to be back in the interior we to be leading line as a center forward who breaking it down. In this situation you are trying to decode the player's profile to them. Decode machine decoding any person to me decoding is transmit information ya encrypt or ya draw home. Play and profile no nim na sa o new team na dia ba no technical team na ten kire hu say Esteval we crowd bet me about 10 e bi no ba na turn as a winger afena wo decoding the profile no o decoding the profile na ya so anima we nyina na obeye e dia kire players no e na ya in the long run baba beji wadi for Alonso metimi aka say behind the scenes why say adwuma ni nyina awie enkomo ya wo ka kire no. It means players never by trust. The next phase of the test, you say game na obebono opponent type obebomo how or no decode the game no as a course kind of game management. And the man in Crawford no be believe no. Into a point game no more kwa almost like I said on Enzo Fernandez more comes game with no say be lose so 10 minutes. Liam Aki lose game as some catch up. Surplus and common medium.
Okay, so ebia after every training and also on ball test game career players near dink more maybe and the mark camera and recording at the base more say wo akwa ba ko see can so nya de Alonso de no dia fi jai sami man koso papa even teammate ni be cry ba mo mu dink o timi do saka chance e twa so ayi ba kwa de so place in start so mu disan komo no a do mo twa hu an say oba ma ya yire ya ho ne ya hyewe then they come to believe in you now ka say the team no so ya chemu too or build a competitive element on the team no we empire me bo ma Alonso aye how na nusu no tie ni ntino menye sure say adwuma no betwa fa no so me ka say Alonso a unim ne pa why hard guy? Watch BBAB.
Yeah, why hard guy? Alonso hard, and we bought with big players. So, by being Liam Rossini at at some point, Chelsea, one of the Chelsea coaches, players in the ball will say, no, actually, James is not coaching anymore. No. Those and your money, and yet Chelsea, how a carniac start to Betis bra. Only a person channel. How on earth and Jose, the people now, or yes, he calls the shots. And yet play and about china ball no say me ferry ya winning but me ferry mo na mo kwaje mo nsembo the person me chira ase at some point na Manchester City players na chechia omo chechia no ana Pep who Israel for pen mu baako no jeni pen mu a o chechia e wana Pep no turning the na o de kire le chichire man no wa ma the boys na anchia no the person me chira say he has the balls to face whichever crowd. And yet McFarlane quarter dominate I say Liam Rossini and James na koyina baza braba James and Kakra. What was that picture no? Yeah, okay. So there be a make say I didn't Mbappe ya Alonso Madrid no. One of the things I never expected to see. So no coach say yankobo yensem. Mbappe say yanko na mpaso yako. I think a bit more repeat you Alonso anim. Obeshe ho no so obe ne ya pa. Yeah, Mbappe because you can't do nachi. So we need a boss to carry the house. And Mbappe need it first. I'm not sure say if to Alonso going for, but for this Chelsea squad we, I'm on testing success at the elite stage. Bibrisa club work up on with the freeba. And now I'm on penning for third ball. I'm on testing success. And like I say, I'm on my from buying into me and judgment. Now they've given the trust to Alonso. So on judgment. And no the Kakra was starting. Players and so Benjamin Mujidi. Well, let's wait patiently. Near a few games are usher into the season proper now. I had to say football I ever started game now. Or first pass, or first touch. Yeah, now you're very important to the amount of confidence. Into Alonso in the first few games, a bit determine how he grounds up going forward. Jose Mourinho, the Ekeka Kwedi, not just say the transfers, a C. Now, Castle started training where America, Bernardo America, where America. Jose Mourinho Jumano. And you're dealing with Bressan Famano, and now I'm a keke canima by man. But I think on the field itself, or where Juma be a oye. Now, a micro detail, I found out a bit of it and Pesayeche. Share. Now, attack it on paper, that is it. I see. Future move brace. I just almost starting to be being quick or call it for changes. But I think in the method no yaw. We are talking about balance. Unless we don't want to talk about balance, we want to speak to names.
And only a 6, you know.
In the method, 6, 8. And I say about 10, the 10, or about call for second striker roller. I've been telling you, say 10 and a second striker, you money different.
Okay, so 10 ne to say be a shadow strikers ma okay.
10 in a row. The obey of field in a son.
Jude dear no.
Jude no on more 10 mount. But on a baby at 10 in them. Ozil, baby Ozil bonnet 10. Why no Jude bonnet? But Obi argued that it's Simon Con. Jude your box on one may shoot to be a share. It would have man a pass or box you or ba as a second striker. England game be. Omunya mammy be me the power. Hurricane, Judo Tono, walk up here, a diving header. Or Tono to go. Or when you go row, it is the perfect definition of a second striker.
I say penalty boss crashes Nibia.
Yeah, he doesn't act like a 10. He functions as a second striker. A can uncle to me on Crawford 5 and 5 and acquire Hurricane. No, what Tono. Son and Argentina. Okay. But Mesut Ozil, say a year or shake coin or be faswa or be ye and I with a free mo. He doesn't act as an option. Bruno Fernandes, they find out how or be connected still, but they don't act as a second option. But Jude Buno, Firmino Mono, Danny Omo boys, Kai Havertz, wo center for the car on Kono, like your close. Na ka no no use other pockets no and no mentality na make am wasem no eri Jude I am waiting patiently na ma train role like Jose and my Jude if Jude stay behind Mbappe is aware say Jude no go so nti no gina na chi and say creativity but creativity comes in second and no near Juma me hwehwe so Jose be is it going to be a two-man method the antokobeba o. Because a 2 a double pivot a 4-2-3-1. Makase Jude no be just striker echi. Enti be 2 be
because Jose ball similar system of Benfica. That pivot no 2 no 4-2. So 3-1 there said Diomando on the right, Vini on the left, Mbappe anymore. Do be gina Mbappe echi na wo kan Jude no.
Madrid fans no cross
so Chouameni started or be partner Chouameni. Arda Güler, Bernardo Silva, Valverde.
Me inside there. One of them plus Chouameni. If Chouameni has to sit as the DM, it's going to be Valverde, Bernardo Silva, or Brahim Diaz, or maybe Adagula. Somebody will not be pleased. In fact, Chouameni now for Valverde. Valverde will be Chouameni who it will be a crack system. Especially so Koka Jude one my catch us about converted system like 4-1 because I could double number 8 what would the person actually now Koka Chouameni Kwan or city now World Cup experiment and actually say no matter the attack or war you always need that defensive balance to have a say in the game. At the time I was a Spain, I job on the free France for his seminal. The questions were about France defense and to me I keep Spain attack until the France attack response. Also attacking to me I responded there. And the defense, they got imploded. And no. I want to be a Spain bar no mutuam because France attacking into me. But they are attacking into me. Vini and Mbappe and so okay so the same attack na keka buying the Bitcoin or share na PSG share he needed that simple solidity and apacho and McQueen Zeba e won natural between Jonathan Tah ɛna upamecano company adwene nyinaa yɛ mehyɛ goals at some point your defensive balance would have to make up for you. Other than that, and say when a day no buy and make us say
okay
when the obo when I say adimolamo crowd how
balance in him because
adimolamo
so obi no be settle back phone in him
ebe hadwene adimolamo ATM for ba na Spain game no Valladolid mu nyina hadwene on the counter VRM on the break no hadwene. You can't go and defend against those clubs. Yes obi na wabo obi mu dia e say onya steal a protector back line. Other than that, so materials no another area so Konati on your left. Ahano Rudiger na bebo Konati ko say
correct yeah
na Konati ono wakwa me ensa so na wo ho Konati ono meleta wo ho Raul Asensio so ho na Rudiger ha no ne Dean Heisen
e dey be free
somebody would request for loan no me trim. All right,
wow, new men I say now WhatsApp line no near the amount no 0203682641 0203682641 record a video no yan one a landscape version or the aba ame and say our contribution the befa sa line so aba Mike
fancy me da say na enkomo about Salah to Trabzonspor Endra Omo be share video bi wo omo social media. It was a video na it tells a story. It carries along a storyline. Eche Mami Abrewa bi a oye aduane wo fie. And you can see say o share Trabzonspor colours. Then everybody is asking. Also ohuni dream. Into dream no hu ye no. Neba. My boy is coming. Into oye aduane they are trying no. On the surface, it looks like, a normal announcement video and a welcome video. But beneath the surface, it is much more deeper. And it's a Shadrach Mo in your video now. Ma send a link now, Momo.
Few kids Mona also.
Okay, so I think they would need to forward it to OK Timona. Or Monya Jumama. So hold on. Na minya say Jumano. Mimpiamo OK Timo. Yeah, but again, I would love the video to show. Yeah. Nama jimbre, nama breaking it down into sequences, nama chim, and so the amamo. So let me push to OK Timona, almost so intimindi hujuman famaye. Okay, so me push yaman on tea. Then saka or the better so. Now, what does the video mean? The woman speaks of a dream. The video is more than just a dream. Trabzonspor for neighbor to no more the caption is a Riyada Gurushunu's Diyanla based the Riyala Gerchek Ulo, which means Omwa no mo say yes so die when we started saying say the bit when you bit say Mo Salah no mo amosu mo so die yes so die no and the die so na abem no. So we are preaching to you say namu mu say ye de ensem fatasi ebenyo obisa. Okay, so this is the video. Enti yenhwe video no.
Okay.
Tutma beni işim var. Hazırlık ediyorum. Uşak gelecek. Rüyasını gördü. Gelecek. Zeliha! Ne var? Niye görünmüyorsun hiç Zeliha? Hazırlık ediyorum. Uşak gelecek. Kim gelecek? Rüyamda gördüm. Ayşe gelecek. Oldu tamam. İşine bak işine. Tamam oldu hadi.
Karnım da açtı zaten bundan bir tane al. Ne vuruyorsun ana ya? Hem senin bu telaşın bir heyecanın ne de Allah'ını seviyorsan. Sana bu sofraya kimin için hazırladın?
Gelince görürsün.
Görürüm. Göreyim mi şu sofrayı kızım?
Görüyorum abi. Delikanlı koy sofraya. Sen ne kadar güzel sofra kurmuşsun böyle. Bir gırbayı da koy. Uşak gelecek. Vitamin alsın. Kim gelecek?
Bilmiyorum kim gelecek. Koy ligarbayı bakayım kızım. Koy ligarbayı koy kızım.
Ağam geldi. Uşak geldin mi? Yeni evine hoş geldin.
I'm Paul.
Karala answer ması. Yukarı bay verin ana. Yedin adam.
Senin bir
Çok güzel.
kayana da ye. Tamam. Sarma gene. Yok falan da kıyma. Yedim balık kaymağı. Hadi ikmana.
Tamam, görüşürüz.
Görüşürüz.
Çok kalatasın inşallah kardeşim benim.
Açık olsun.
Allah'a emanet olun.
What is the video about? Until like I said, that storyline is built around the joke. So what is here? Say Trabzonspor, person almost signing Mo Salah. Dear Nankaveka.
Oh, not in one Besiktas, Galatasaray, Fenerbahce. Trabzonspor the Okopede.
Exactly the point. Now that dream has become reality. To whom said, "My meneka said, I saw it in a dream. My son is coming. My son is coming." Obaya why? My mena na funa no ni din common is a lihano. Os enemy who are bonting where does so me ediane me ba neba. My menim old woman ye pa. She old woman we never be neighbor. Onim ne mayina never be ma ba ko ba ba ko. Everybody in the community knows her. Say we family nini. So which son of yours is coming out when you brain when the womb pia bonte kra me pra womb chicha. What's them we fa no so the mo tire sa de no. Oh sorry no pe bia o so okoji nchia. Ebu okro no de na konya be si abonte. Obi otwem bia. Wo ne hwan. Mama Masabani, hey, when you know, she has not gone out because she's busily preparing Turkish and our transborn local dishes for Nebebi Aoba. Again, at her age, she can't even give birth. So who is that son? A surprise element. And that is a surprise related to Salah's coming to Trabzonspor. Obia announced that just like Mamene Mano, on your money she only had the dream. And nobody knew in Turkish football so because anyway. The only thing they knew was Besiktas. Nama again away obey you are born inside. It is for my son. For blueberry ne better so na me ba no bo obey him vitamins. That dream became a reality. That is the first point to note. Again, majority points be to Hobium. The second one is the message. Normally, so signing Mo Salah. No, just drop this. Just come to me, and I'll bet me a video now as I speak. So signing Mo Salah. What would you want to display? He's a star, and he said, "I am copper plush hotels be." Aeroplane new way yam fam bossa de running fanchra man for me boa. But they decided to use a communal setting. There's a traditional house, local. And you anything plus and a 5-star. It's because baby omo and to say in Istanbul, you don't see the Bosporus Strait These are traditional guys. They believe in who they are. And the history and the story behind it say Trabzonspor has been the only club Wontumi breaking that dominance of the 3 Turkish clubs in Istanbul. Besiktas, Fenerbahce, Galatasaray. Only Turkish league season in history. Omabo over 70 years. Omomajimu 61. The only club to actually show say met many 3 Istanbul clubs not in time. Trabzonspor. And how have they become like this? By staying true to their local identity. Yes, we won't change. Yan kwayese in Istanbul for ni yepe. We will stay true to who we are. Dear Yetiano, the kind of personality or who we are is what makes us unique and special. And so if they want to announce their biggest transfer, and arguably the biggest transfer in Turkish football history, maybe non-arguable in the last 20-30 years, no transfer will beat this. Then we need to portray the true transborn identity. The house, the table setting, the colors, everything you see here, even the language or the dialect used, are typically local. Until we are welcoming Salah to who we are, or who we are saying we sit here, and no G2 so near better. He didn't see us say a plush, a 5-star team, yeah, the most successful. He saw us for who we are. Salah who say ye before phobia and kaho and yes idea, let's portray that to him. If you are coming to Trabzon, you get to enjoy some of these local delicacies, and that is also another part of the video. 3, Mameneka Ushak Gelechek, and it is an important phrase here. It means our boy is coming, another boy is coming. Salah boy, he's a superstar. But again, what Charles Bonsport represents the community. So the boy is being welcomed into a family. Salah is working as a superstar alone. But if he walks into 1, the club, Trabzonspor, 2, the community, Trabzon, he is coming into a family, a community. So he is our boy. Salah cannot be bigger than us, but we accept him into us to make us big. Our boy is coming. And you are neighbor. Oh, Salah for Egypt. Baby. But again, we feel that we connect with people by shared identity, culture, and traditions. So Salah Nteseyene, by your he will become one of us. And that is again a certain value ascribed to the people of Trabzonspor, another people of Trabzon, another Trabzonlu. Sani from Trabzonlu. So Salah is one of us. He's our boy. Nothing changes apart from it. Then the grandmother figure. Grandmother, then about him, Onana, what comes to mind? Normally, if you make a big transfer, you look out for the big personalities. TBR, a government official, top 1 be or what Trabzon. And now say the president of the club, and now say even you will be a free Trabzon who will dimupa like a celebrity. Obi are popular. And anke a man about videos we are. But they picked a noble old woman building her own family. Obi nimno. Why would they do that? A grandmother feeling year 1. Trabzon, sorry. A community a GOB and na continuity. Nana ne bewo neba ne bewo inti nana ne benya granddaughters, grandsons, obenya grandchildren. But osanso want the children. What does that portray? Continuity. Nana ne mano obewo ne nana no so bewo inti atwa so. So if I am welcoming you into my community, don't just accept me. Accept me enemy nchirima. After what you say, Salah bra. I am the grandmother. I am welcoming you. But don't just accept me. Accept me and my family. So you get the sense of you say the whole structure, the whole setup is about the family, the continuity into Aswo. Into Salah he's played for 2 years. But after the 2 years, there must be a bond. Something that remains. Into Salah bebo Trabzonspor Navy. But Bibi Betwaso, which is the relationship. And that is why we use the grandmother figure. Intisa yana na wukra. What is ne bane kache Salah ba say Salah wabe may God protect you and score more goals for us. Ma mene ne ton safre Salah sombro but ne bano one Salah fa nyonko and they will share common stuff together. And that is another beauty aspect of it. Then the most important part, fancy the table. Let me mention some of them. Bakuye Kuimak, Karahana Sanmasi, Muse Ekmeki, Bata Anakegana. Kuimak no ye basically take you for Adriani or more the corn flour, butter, and a local stringy cheese, and then an aetic bina sala pese or day at 3 pejano. 2. Way the Karahana Sumasi, and also basically black cabbage leaves, pertaining or peculiar to the people or more around the Black Sea. Black Sea or more northern Turkey side, hono, a hona Trabzon war. So, a muniane local dishes, peculiar to them, say the Awabasante, fufu, wako, awana, fetridechi, any a play, and a work play, and a bobitadi. Ebi our concline, they have their peculiar local dish. Infante de we no omo peculiar local dishes no makika boom or ma serving or table so. Sebra yen topuno ni ndidi. There is something symbolic about table. The Last Supper. Omo topuno anyway. It was spread across a table, a long one. Obiachaso coming out feeding. Again, these people relate to such cultures in a similar manner in terms of Omaye de Atuo. Then I want to jump to one most important thing. The important part, baby amamene de nensa eti eduane ehye salano. Obi amini mo de, how do you feed me by hand? Fancy tieni yo. Minimo minhia oda. It will be rare say meji eduane every wonsem a wo de be hye manum. It means only ye pe. Ye wo ye no. We were fed by our mothers. Ebu anufuo ene etiti eduane hye yensem. Ba yesu eduane de no, ye de yensati ni amoa ne kakra ni ye de ahye wanum. Meboa. Feeding by hand. Jesus fed his disciples by hand. This is my body. No we book kakra no de ahye wanum. Say one fa fork and one fa plate. Again, it fits into how traditional these people are. But the symbolic gesture in there, they say, Sesala ji eduane, every a local enumwa, he has descended to their level and he has merged with them to become one. Family feeds from the hands, not visitors, no guest. Salah is a guest, but he was fed like his family. It is what eduane free means same ato wenum afo wenum akoto yemwa. And you won't know. And so ye be anywhere a dantemu. So alpha image no the toso no no. Now he should put it there. And these are the 6 parts of the video. Just 2 minutes 13 seconds. But the breakdown and it's a 1, a dream. The dream represents ambition. For a club like Trabzonspor to dream, see a Benya Salah. That dream has become a reality, and it shows that yes, their ambition enables them to challenge big clubs with rich history and success like Istanbul, Besiktas, and then Fenerbahce. 2, the open door. Salah no bomuane yebieno. He knocked, and then the door was open for him to enter, telling us he's always welcome. Their doors are open. And what check Trabzonspor for no Twitter. The message be about say they have seen the enormous welcome. Any messages so many saw ma sign Salah. But be oma puna to her. 1 to the city Trabzon, bra. 2 to the club. Almost stadium where you open, bra. Salah is not just a footballer. He now becomes a symbol of Trabzon, and then he is a tourist attraction. Good. 3, then the table. It is to show hospitality. Yene aho hueshia ba yeto nsa ne edidi e wo pono ba akoso yante obi aduane amfa nkoma ne seje wudi eni. That is how mostly you treat guests. Oh, fafa koma no dem no ndidi ba ye no wo topono ne edidi abom. Hospitality. 4, the local food. It represents identity. There is nothing a tre usu much more than the food you eat. Ghana for Muga Brochi also Museum Fufuodi. Why? They want to identify themselves by the local food. Then 5, the grandmother, representing community and continuity. 6, some are many being and what in South Sala say, we being and what catcher Sala say, Usak Meba. It is to represent acceptance. 7, feeding Salah represents affection. Mafao se mi yemba intimate and then 8, welcome to your new home. That was the phrase that was used. It completes the transformation. Ofri baby nawoba, they loved you there, they still love you, but here will also show you undiluted love, and that is Salah's grand or final welcome note. Free Trabzonspor for no buy. So this video a football inclined, but also it goes on to portray more than the football club Trabzonspor, a dream to belonging, and it's a very symbolic gesture. Omaya de chairman for say na musim huntaki say just about the 3 clubs now. There is one club from Anatolia who perhaps was sorry Naswa. They are ready as always to rub shoulders with the 3 great clubs.
Whoa, Madam say Mike Meza.
Yes, Salah Manakwaba. Also be share Trabzonspor for the brutal. But yeah, Salah na dan for pa ni onana wo team ni mo. It will bogos na we be pipe. we bogus na we be pipe which by out. And Anna, there was a story about Jose Mourinho. The Netflix video was about Bonting. Now, he spoke about a moment in time where I want to say Alex Ferguson didn't come on. Sanka Manchester United Jumano after 2013. Anka Omoshe Somodi Jumano at the air mano. In this life, what could have been one particular statement? Me say any TDBA. Sanka we see anka dia nanke beba. Sanka we see ya kadia nanke bisi. These are the level of questions we ask ourselves. What could have been if this has happened? So you look at the trajectory of Manchester United. Any baby omuko duru ye. Any after Ferguson baby almost had drop ye ebijina na. Do you think Jose Mourinho in 2013-2014? No, I heard 2017-2018 and 16-17 now by so 3 years. What was the difference? To be very honest with you, I don't think Jose Mourinho would have struggled with players BT with Rooney, Robin van Persie, Antonio Valencia. Most of these boys who were the old guns and lieutenants of Sir Alex Ferguson, no matter their age. But from that place, United yet dominant. All the rebuilding message Jose Mourinho said, "Ono nembe rebuilding Manchester United team nana." I think under Ed Woodward, aka Jose before a team network so free United would have won the league again. Trust me. And after that rebuilding, Ed Woodward would have bought massive players for Jose Mourinho. I'm a commode the build this team no. Because the whole organizational structure as at that time for Manchester United would have fitted a coach like Jose Mourinho than coach on only go through a process and making sure say on only put it no. Your programming Bibia Louis Van Gaal Majumano, they will struggle. Normally you look at Dutch coaches and how they work. Omomoni sporting directors mune tumpong. Coaches are my academy work. Coaches are more believing in project. Coaches are more believing in process. Yow, omu here sporting directors. Omu here people above them, omu vision. Any omu di enefa. There's a thin line between the two of them. Asana etimia yejuma. Iti Louis Van Gaal oni Ed Woodward eboebra. David Moyes of Everton neighbor and Yoma eboebra. But Jose had already established himself in a certain system where omu sika spending on nyomu. Michael Milano ne Granaskaya mu. Sedjumano, you caught me a coffee with the naba. You caught me a cosign with the naba. You caught me a coffee with the naba. What could have been if Jose Mourinho had accepted that job? Because by Chelsea now of G League. Or G League, the following season, I'm going of free ho. Any 2 seasons in Jose Mourinho Saba back. It will buy not Louis Van Gaal. Any David Moyes, they also say no. I say what that area never. There are 2 coaches after Sir Alex Ferguson or Manchester United that Omotimi be established almost as contenders for the league title. Even in terms of performance, yeah, me not sure say coach be about Manchester United that were performing better than Jose Mourinho.
After Ferguson.
Because Bayern were also second, were the European trophy. Were the FA Cup, were the Community Shield. So this is a manager of a certain standards. Oh, Manchester United. Then on the free one, then someone like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ole Gunnar because back-to-back UEFA Champions League qualifications. 2 coaches we won Manchester United back-to-back UEFA Champions League qualifications. We first one or the 2 Europa League. I'm not Europa League. Nadim United could remember Champions League. I'm almost repeated themselves in qualifying for the Champions League in 2017-2018. Then there's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I don't know 21-22. How about 2021 so Nina qualification for the Champions League. So 2 coaches have qualified back-to-back UEFA Champions League for UEFA Champions League competitions back-to-back no. 2 coaches pe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer any Jose Mourinho. Omuni free okoye no. Obi abia no qualify back no asate akoda no Europa League. Back qualify back no atako Europa League. Or qualify no atako Europa League. So what could have been? I believe Senka Jose Mourinho be manager for Manchester United right after Ferguson retired. That goes down to the decision making of clubs like that, and I think Ferguson so Nyoma Bini Afebino are more united in the long term The first one was Pep Guardiola. Also, Pep Guardiola said the English are not Ferguson no too deep. Scottish English and then come on. So imagine if Pep or Jose had succeeded Sir Alex Ferguson at Manchester United, and the sleeping giant Kenya Fini knocking on the door said Aben Obinyane. And Yafi Anaki knocking on the door said Daben and Obinyane. Emerson can come on Kiasano Kra Kibusa, because he would have continued the standard. Any appointment right after that would have continued with the standard. Okay. No be a team adreno. But yo, Emi said Doko Jumana we Barcelona. Amafu who said Doko how. But I think he's doing a massive job for Barcelona this particular summer. Let's not forget, in the past years, Tomana Barcelona levels issues. Almost signings. They were fighting with top clubs for top players. But he always found a way around these players to try and build a team for Hansi Flick. It may not look extravagant. Say a high spending or a lot of things in the also you go to Medina's Canada club. No. Name go befa so obenyu omodi omaba. Na sikasem no e affect club in the long term edaho. But Barcelona big issue pa so yes omo ton players. Now Fabasa never Real Madrid. You from me no tun se ni. And Real Madrid aton Gonzalo Garcia for 40 million euros to 45, and okay 70% of the image right. It is not full. Now Omo Maka Real Madrid to Tom Real Madrid sales sika omo raise
and Kodana crab over 200 million.
And over 200 million euros. Now for Barcelona, you believe say omo ne kuta academy about talent emu oba. The entire can say reflecting in their first team. And my first team need their results. So Real Madrid Academy no produce does not directly reflect in their first team in terms of getting results. Uyi Quintel Abut again Nanu Newton Ekana the 5 watches Emiliano Betrugano more time no. Everyone with the qua. How many years Niakoba Kayako who's a Real Madrid that produce be more than 5 academic graduates? First team no more ebo. Our more team maybe correct team the quality trophies their team no. As compared to La Masia and Barcelona, where Omo first Champions League in 92, now dominated by La Masia for that. Pep Guardiola mo lead this team no. We are only free one ma. Obiaba 2006. After 2006, Obiaba had the period between 2009 to 2014 to 2015. So for Barcelona, the direct benefit of the academy goes straight into their team and they get results. For Real Madrid, their best academy graduates need Roma or make no matter music no their tone chair baby no their oma there. But only about Barca struggle to sell. So in recent years, this will be added by force. Now this can be a bomb no be fair player na the court. For example, Neymar issue na see 22 million euros. Ye beto La Liga secretariat ya tam de ma on Sakes Canadian na de be o makọ say the passa omo sign omo for huge amount no kwan be no omo for aso ja omo kwan na ska be no omo nya free mu. And then Real Madrid talk for 70 million pounds. Obi anu say Casemiro be bia na aduru na oba fom meboa. Cristiano Ronaldo omo ton no for saying Barca Mexico free meboa. Omo ton Dembele say no omo ton Dembele saying. So Barca have shown in recent years say omo good sellers. But I don't know the team no. He is not only trying to bring in players that will complement the team now. But I'm impressed with the way Oja be Mukwine. Either say a loan because me Ronald Araujo na all senior 55 million euros.
Yeah.
And it is a risk they are taking. Omu manako. Shadi omo Frank ombeja kwa mwako. Frankie bu yefu because on himself Rodri ni be so position anymore. On free injury brand ho be kire no. And also try to play stubborn. They will find a way to put him out. Marc Casado, they will find a way to sell him. So you are looking at the whole setup of Barcelona and how they are making effort. Meaning, but they are making Barcelona the effort to know. Because hardly Barcelona were loyal to a lot of players. No matter club, there is nothing you can do.
De Jong na so yebi.
What did they say? De Jong na yebi. But he is trying to find ways and means to raise money in terms of player sales for the club. He may not be the big names in the transfer market. he's not Mino Roland. I'm in the crowd see Onye Mendes. Onye Andrew better. But he's doing what he can for Barcelona team. And I think for what Deco has done in the last few weeks, Rodri Tremor, you could look at him and be glad of the job he has done. There's going to be a meeting between Hidalgo and Nkofo and Julian Alvarez. Second Wokano. Otimi Puli Alvarez, a Puli Rodri. That is just the icing on the cake. But I think the outings of Barcelona, for key players, they were struggling to move them on. He has done very well. How did you even get Araujo to Liverpool? Asemme no kokachire omu. Loan with an option. Asemme pan no kokacho omu trim. This is a good job. Oye na anye ya obi abebo na chi. Oye na ye ya yaw. Also be able to make come for them. That is what the co has done. Let's see how the transfer window will go this week for Barcelona.
That's it, Mr. Yemre na fi yema kapo emre fi quick na yemra mehwem. Na obayo ho se Usain Bolt amaye na fi. Ya ni kakra movie na yaba befa ya hwefo no ene etifo no videos no. Kapo
Fancy, yeah, I'm room needing come out. I'm say, and Malawi for no Black Queen, Seno Mo Ebo and Anke, in arena automatically qualify for the World Cup. That's Women's World Cup. Minimum SAC sign Ekofakwan for so na coach Edema Malawi love more Fazili Akasawa say I was very happy win against Ghana and Rano idea na Neniaji because before game no I would say no more respected Black Queens pa say born no dear woman in ball in the strategy almost so far the koye at the moment no can be anema omo etimi ewini love more Fazili edem komo kakra etu da intiro.
Yes, I'm happy. I'm extremely happy, very, very happy that we have now reached the semi-finals. It's not very easy, and yes, I'm happy as a coach, as with my technical panel.
But see, said the no, and no, na come last a coach said the man the Black Queen. Some say Miami coach na coach do baby to say no need changes no. Na e be your Ghana 4 year yeah, but coach say no partner said me can on your zone vision is go Ghana nanka. Ya qualify for the first time in 20 years nanka Women's World Cup no. The Black Queen say to my could be no mum. I was say do bit me and say we have other games ya be bo no bit me ama opportunity and so etimi abayinti go kakra orituja.
I know there is another opportunity and a chance for us to go through some other and qualify for the World Cup. That's absolutely correct. But right now, when you're asking me 15 minutes after the game, we went all in. I'm feeling empty right now. Of course, we need to sleep and build up again in one way or another. But right now is.
Last ana odi nkomo yi enso agya nti coach nkomo kakra odi tudwa eno no na afi amenya kuso afi se adomo kenyina se focus now no Ivory Coast because is any alternative bia se any Ivory Coast for bo na ya show mu na afi continental yes ahwe baby ebitimi afa ebitimi qualify ko enim yenti afi enkomo a odi must win against La Côte d'Ivoire.
We feel disappointed, and we as players we wanted to end the 20 years of not being into the World Cup, and you know that's football. The best team always win. So now our focus is to win the game against Ivory Coast, so that we can move on into the intercontinental stage. So that.
Mafi kana Ghana yababo ohwe said the table no sitie na ye no be take La Côte d'Ivoire Ivory Coast for na fi Nigeria and South Africa abo inti say aneno enso be si akọ elho des ene ye be hwese Ghana e bitima ya Ivory Coast for ho adwuma pa na nka e be bo 13th August ana sa game no be baso na fi Nigeria and South Africa e de abo ani ho nti sa na komo no ene we sitie wa the Black Queens aso na ye rom ni edin komo kakra e wo ye kan say coach your friend Drasgo Lugarozic coach at the Nations na confederation by no draw no and you bisa coach say sign with him draw no at the fa a good draw at the Nations and you coach your friend Lugarozic in Koma what day a tuja because
Coach, I'm sure you've seen the draw, you've seen our opponents. You've seen the calf draw, you've seen the opponents. Like your reaction to it?
But what is important? First, it's very important we have to represent Ghanaian football properly. That's most important thing. Ghanaian football, that's a powerhouse in Africa. They played World Cup most of the times, and we have to represent them properly. It will not be easy because we have to respect every opponent, but not over respect. Let's prepare ourselves properly. For sure they deserve the respect, but let's do what we have to do.
Shankoba wadi ane de onseme ba krobia kumase asante kotoko omo pre-season no continue e won cry omo wese nuoma ebitima ko ese na no panel players omo bitimi akọ ene junior team na players omo free junior side omo join team no update here the buy na reporter ba ne say goalkeeper Dalad Ibrahim enso a part of the team ono ekobi said be aja omo hwe said be nuoma ebeku na contract nsensem no omo ko nyina na afin komodie no enso ko so say kakaji the 2 years and obesign e de amakrobia kumasi asante wo kwa bran komo no enso etimi akọ kama eno yenkoma efri ho e de eba ana afri former asante wo ko forward the friend Abdul Fattah Safiu enso assign 2 years contract e de ama DBB United eno e yenkoma efri de bento asa return to Ghana Premier League eno e Safiu enkomo ana e de wonseme ba Mediama Sporting Club announce Abrantie Blessing Kwabuna Dramana Mefoda no omo ensa etimi aka 3 years and a Mediama Sporting Club and so assign doing some do announce Zakaria Fuseni from Techiman Liberty Youth say long-term deal anaja omeri assign boy no so be dini juma e de amaduana oja boys eno eyenkoma eba Division 1 league no Division 1 Super Cup no ekoso na ewo oboasel nkla no pay ade womni say DBB4 no omeri atram the visa e de aboa ni yepa amika say DBB4 3-1 area tia from the visa you free and Euro studio no na 62 minutes and on my bo our Boasel in Clay Sports Stadium Amika say game no eguso DBB and atram the visa one match no gedi kan kra anomo bonti fancy yem fancy na be da 4 million na me adoma na update ne free mo banyina channel pa ya sare aba.
Okay, Mate, Mike, yenhwe. Minim say they are Black Queens and my
yeah, say Black Queens intimenya the response and the results of here to help your qualification. And Ramesh game needing, I was a bit disappointed. We had a great start, I will not lie. Yes, starting game the and the Boamenya the early lead, but I think managing the game and controlling the game from there was where I made a lot of mistakes. One, so what shall one, especially with money football, you need to be a bit more tactical. It looks like we were urged on, CM pushing more forward because I don't know, but maybe in the heads of the technical team and the players, no feel say Malawi a team one, almost show 4 right before the start of the tournament.
Yes.
And let's be honest, we created some decent chances. Evelyn Bedu with the header be or heady a fan chain. We created good chances and kept media double your lead. Unfortunately, you and capitalize it. And a new money reverse here. The more the minutes wore on, Malawi finally grew in confidence and a double up after they got their equalizer. Between Omugoni and Yeniogoni Omugono, no more than 7 minutes. No more than 7 minutes between Ghana's goal and Malawi's goal. So what happened? DAC and say, I have always said this. Ghana team are the last WAFCON. And what didn't kese na yemfinfin. Ehona na Asantua ne Kujo, Jennifer Kujo, any Grace Asantua. Ehona no mu controlly. Until it led people to even start comparison and say, oh, Black Queens midfield no. Omutimi born years since some of the Black Stars midfielders. So one to say Libya. Exactly.
Yeah.
And if we don't have control, basically a year who didn't see any free team name. There are teams who have displayed brilliance at WAFCON. It is because they have super attack, like Zambia, Rachel Kunandanjine Barbara Banda. Then again, Nigeria. Every time they have dominated the WAFCON, it's because mostly attack near strong. Nigeria gave birth to Perpetua Nkocha. Ewa WAFCON history. She's the all-time top scorer. Washe 34 goals at the WAFCON. And Nigeria to me, she had no amount 6-0, 8-0. So anytime team be PL, yeah, there, especially in attack, no, they are able to go further. South Africa, when they were winning it in 2022, no, they Tembi Katlana, single human workforce or creative or she at speed. Ghana Nibi. Yes, we have Doris Bwedua money way, but Bwedua has never been a prolific scorer in the context of the WAFCON. When that is taken out, Ghana becomes ordinary. And yesterday, it manifested in a game. No, yeah, ball 4-4-2. And I'm alive on about 4-2-3-1. So, in a typical midfield battle, Malawi were 3 midfielders, Ghana were 2. So they outnumbered us, and then they also brought their physical edge to the game. Wow, share game ni bi enra no. Say Malawi for na share so. They had intensity, and we were a bit more aggressive, but how intense the game there, with and without the ball. And that became a major issue for us. And the game was control. After Malawi equalizer, now we were forced to chase the game. Malawi take we were forced to chase the game. And there is one wind that has blown in this tournament regarding Malawi: confidence, character. Omo first game no omo share Nigeria we no. It made them believe that they can do anything. No, omo share Egypt 3-1. They lost their final game to Zambia. Benokran, they were 2-0 down. Then they fought back to claw back into the game with 1 goal. So that 1 goal no, was enough to qualify them. I feel the one they were picture it here. And after winning your first game, the next matches are a boy, they were disappointments. Even your first game, share Cabo Verde. Yes, it wasn't a super performance, but we won and kept a clean sheet, which was a confidence booster. Second game, Cameroon share 1-0. Next game against Mali, we should have won. Ebiani a qualify here, but again, side result na 1-1 no. And boosted confidence enough. Into all both games say na BBC. It can dent your confidence and belief. Then for Malawi, it embodies them. See any BB, improve BB. And that is what we saw yesterday. Go and check quality in attack, and you understand the point I am making. Malawi, 7 shots on target. Ghana saying 2. Although we created 9 shots, Malawi created 11 shots, but they had 7 shots on target. That is the quality in attack. Yenia striker, no, she was doing a lot of running, but most of them were non-purposeful. She was chasing. Gay or she go no. Temba Chawinga, on sister Tabita. They have been the double force for Malawi. And on my platform, the others no riding on them to flourish. Inti Tabita Shego, Temba Shego. But again, you can have root Kajera Joshua second goal. No? Other players can feed off the 2 sisters and can also score for Malawi. So check. Omu goals or matches so far. I think they've scored 9 goals so far this competition. Oshe Nigeria 3. Oshe Egypt 3. Zambia Oshe Bako. And wabe shia Ghana washe saying mienu. What am I preaching? They are a team almost a free scoring. Temba or Temba Chawinga or 4 goals. This is Tanu 2 Tabita. Then Omo count 2-1-1. What does it mean? Goals near evenly distributed. Do a direct comparison with the Black Queens. How many goals Yashe? Yashe 2 Cabo Verde. Yashe be against Cameroon. And Yashe 1 against Mali. And again, Enra Yashe 1 where we could have gotten more goals. Quality in attack. But I am not your way, no. A boy because a boy when your defense is solid. We had a leaky defense, and then your attack and also your quality enough. What do you think will happen? We can't score more than we concede, and it becomes a problem. Go game be a boy be a bad the Cabo Verde game, and Cape Verde only a debutant. They are not as exposed like the Malawians are, and the example is this: Malawi has been dominant and consistent in the context of the Kusafa Regional Cup. Inti Obeko semi-final, Obeko finalist. Then they will come and win it in 2023. 2024, they were semi-finalists. What does this preach? A team one, they are making progress gradually. So 2 sisters, Idioshe go number 10 on the second. Yes, they have played football in Europe. in Asia, and now Bakobo Olympic Lyon, Bakosobo USA. These are clubs, any regions are football a developing war. Bako crowd Bosseria managed no as top scorer. What does it mean? So the quality in attack was a difference maker. Another thing, Malawi 9 goals now. Watching fancy. A move 5 Abba after 70 minutes.
There's more endurance.
Yes, and then again their game plan. Into Abuama coach need to respond, whether by way of personnel changes or tactical changes. They are a second half dominant team. Omahu and Nigeria against Nigeria, all 3 of their goals came in the second half. First half, no goalless. Again against Ghana, almost a second half goal after 70 minutes. Mebua, 79th minute.
Yeah.
Against Zambia, second half goal. Against Egypt, they got second half goals. What am I trying to say? A team who say Osho Mokrana, due to their character and then their coaching, they are able to find a response. For compare Black Queens, have we been able to find a response anytime? I was here go, whether on level pegging or we are behind. Against Cabo Verde, they say 2 unanswered goals. Cameroon say intimiante. Yes, Bakomali Betty intimia respondi bion. Against Malawi, yes, omote say intimia responde. What am I saying? It will be pointed to the changes of the coach. When push gets to shove, Malawi find answers through coaching and personnel changes. And the coach in a film more before Frababe Oba, they are able to make an impact. Yania Diano, it looks like the changes now a wrong type. And the players are more buano, near coach ne you frame. And our players are more bench and combat me abua according to your play no coaching for Mumba. I don't understand why someone like Stella Nyameche did not get minutes or tournament to him. Again, I don't know why someone like Doris Bwedua, I think she's a player we have actually heralded for a very long time. Yahua Huanepa Yasu Sone Sopa. I don't know why by hook or crook it was so starting when she has not done more than enough to cement a starting bet as a lead striker. So everything that happened, fancy, aside the low quality in attack, I think the coaching did not help us. Came last did a good job at the last WAFCON, but this WAFCON, the selection, the changes, and then the tactical coaching, I don't think they were spot on, and they can be. And some of our players too had lost form near there, but the central factor, I'm mostly about coaching, and this was the easiest way to qualify for the World Cup. Now the easiest went to me.
Cote d'Ivoire and Ivory Coast.
Cote d'Ivoire and Ivory Coast.
We Ivory Coast. No, we inter.
Ivory Coast playoff. No, intercontinental. I think you call intercontinental playoff. It is a long journey. And I don't think it's something we are ready for. So I'm sorry. What looks like the positives we recorded were Black Queens in the honor. Assessor. And we need to go back to the drawing board and work things out later.
Drawing board, Mike.
I say the board now. Pipeline the board. It's in the pipeline. Yeah, go back to the drawing board.
Roadmap now. Wow. You remember Ivory Coast Thursday. You na say it Misha Ivory Coast. You better face 1 of the intercontinental playoffs. Phase 1 of the intercontinental playoffs. You better 3 games to say league format. Into 1 from CAF, 1 from AFC, 1 from Oceania, and 1 from Comobel. It is our phase 1. You better say league format. No, the 3 matches. Mubo we are Ghana to meet also among the first or second. Near phase 2. Phase 2 no. Also a qua a 6 teams a knockout part to part nipo bedim kunim out of the 6 teams no yeah there's a part in one room now ko walk up quantin say aday then when I take him last after the game or say we lose energy you should be Lucy because I believe say yeah 3 changes be within the game one yeah and then they say BBA. It destroyed a lot of things that we have done. And I think says sometimes this is where loyalty plays a role in the way our coaches feel at major assignment. Nobody have said say loyalty nye obomu, and now we are committed to certain key players on Mabuawa and nye obomu. But the difference between winners and sometimes coaches or motel lose crucial matches, their inability to identify a moment where do now some the loyalty tone chain. Na me player A, player B, didn't film the etiminya resource. To be very honest with you, and when a game need through certain moment, I believe said Doris Bodua had nothing else to add to the game. Game need through baby, I felt it's a bonsu left back no had nothing else to add to the game. It game ni moving forward now. Not who say certain key players be I say you knew mono. Omo game ni bia bibi baye ni nyina no, we're supposed to take them out and introduce key players bia omo betimi add more pace. Tournament ebo nyina who came do say number 9 no be later no. Now compare the last few minutes no be boy no. Tournament we nyina o ka na minute wabo mo a wabo aye be 8 minutes o. But can no be a game ni duru ye no. You need such a player to have come on early. Then you're quick. Yes, I can resource. Players be so on my for most 30 games. So, for example, here Bedu and Ra. Of free bench by in the last 2 games, group stage is not near Bona. Ya now who performance they say. But all the next 30 game one, it is saying.
Wontumi.
A hard dream. And now boy locker. Your ball game no 50 minutes, no game, only game no beam. But she had to play.
Which no day.
This is what I'm saying. Say loyalty no. I want accounting you know, because also on no accounting on players at the last half corner you call you know. Yow Jennifer Kudrone, Grace Santoa, midfield pair. This tournament it was nowhere near the quality who here in the last half corner. Mumi no call you call midfield. Then we come here, give them the crucial time. But then I would say the defendant to concede the second goal na amateur. Where second goal na concede you know. Do you know kwan? Debut center back no kwan. Debut goal no kwan because I was asking myself a lot of questions. Not all kwan. Because Obian one man on other side of connect this pass in the aba. So the first person and the Nabeka boy Malawi player no. It's not a movie kwan. Let me say the journey continues. Say I'm qualified to the World Cup after so many years. It hurt, but I think Malawi are worthy winners of this game. They came into this game prepared. Now, number sure they be in the latter part of the game. Say Chawinga no, yabo game na do 90th minutes na or track it back. Better keep the ball. The energy, the commitment. The level, they worked hard for this. They really worked hard for this. And well deserving. We are commoting team. Baby, me and high home kobo. Your boy Ivory Coast game new near qualifier. The next one, so I'm asking myself, say, I had no crack a crabby, I said, 4 matches.
Maybe the tough one.
No, I had said 4 matches in the court. Group stage is 3. Quarter 1. I'm even asking if you can beat the Ivorian national team. That is the question I'm even asking myself. See, bet me a show one. Everybody be a. We have video ni be a na me be some more questions.
And I'm saying say be a man person me the hard way.
Coach class energy. Coach na mu kra for na bench the class oni energy crowd dey call. But it's just unfortunate. That was a master class performance from the Malawian ladies. Top performance. We enye bibia na ebeti wo je. Me say the Division 1 Super League na ekoso wo Obuasi. First match na Basu DBB United 3. Matram Divisa 3. Na me hu Obuasi pitch no. Let me commend the organizers and baby Obuchusi said Kobe. I've looked at the videos, I've looked at the pictures, I've looked at the organization. This is an upgrade over the past few years what we've witnessed. And I think they will enjoy a very good tournament. Subsequently, Ochinayaba, any days in so we analyze obiani in the team anyhow it will impact the newly promoted sides now or mobile league in him and we look at how obesity they are ending up with league nisasia.
You know biase na fe yem fire videos ne monfa videos ne mame real quick na fe yem rapsona Ghana for no so mfa o ma dwentre and no more contribution emranti as I radio KT mon rule na fe yinti Ghana for.
Good morning to Miss Wells. The frame and I are make